Movies are dying, or at least that's what I'm told. Again and again and again. Short form content is a new thing, that's where all the eyes are. Why am I even here, paying to study cinema, moving across countries to learn how to make films, when by the time I graduate there won't be anybody watching them? Or worse, there'll be technology that'll be doing my job, hyper-tailored to the needs of every single audience. And yes, I've also heard every argument against AI. That it can't come up with its own ideas, that people want to see something they cannot imagine, that it's not really consistent with its results and everything around it. But it doesn't convince me, because we as humans aren't capable of imagining exponential growth, so it might just be capable of doing everything we think it cannot. But this video isn't about AI and what it might and might not be capable of doing. Because is there a single person who has written a great novel, who has composed a great score, who has painted a masterpiece or directed a great film that wished that someone else had made it for them? As long as what you create comes from a desire to share and not from your desire for fame or for status, you have nothing to worry about. And I'm aware of how this sounds. Privileged, idealistic, maybe even ignorant, but here's the truth. I'm 21 at the time of making this, and I spent the prime years of my life imagining the worst, thinking that I'm bound to fail, thinking that it's me versus the world, me versus the system, thinking that I should have obeyed it, that I should have studied something useful. I thought that because I made the stupid choice of studying what I'm studying in the place that I'm studying it, that I was bound to fail. At family gatherings, I would have to explain that I'm working a job irrelevant to the movies, that I'm still trying to figure it out. I wouldn't have any money, nobody would want to be around me, and no brown man would ever want to introduce me to his family. And I would give every other parent the grand pleasure of thinking that their kid made a much smarter and better choice than me, and my parents the shame of allowing me to do what I want. Oh, fuck that. It's human nature to compare, to think about the possible life you could have had. If only I had done this, if only I had done that. But you have nothing to gain from this, and I'm not saying this in a cute, gimmicky way. The pleasure you get from comparing yourself to somebody who's doing worse is vain and quite frankly pathetic, and the pain you get from comparing yourself to someone who's doing better, at best it's fuel for hard work, and at its worst it's a force that'll stop you from exploring your true potential because you're busy trying to be more like somebody you're not meant to be. But we all want success. We all want to brag at the dinner table, subtly or not so subtly. We all want to have good news to share. It's what makes us human, our ambition to be better, to be great. No, and it's unfortunate that often our markers of success are vain and irrational. And I agree that the greatest pleasures in life aren't materials and you have a lot to gain from giving. But you can be the best doctor in town, yet the pleasure of going to work every day and saving people's lives feels all the much better if you can drive there in a German car, check the time on your Swiss watch, and go back home to your husband and kids in a Scandinavian house. These markers of success matter, and it's the same for me. I like sharing stories. I could do it broke. I'm okay with doing it poor. I can do without the fancy car and without the fancy watch, but I cannot do it without an audience. My symbol of success isn't the material, but the fact that one day you might pay to hear what I have to say. And I cannot do it if I believe that nobody will watch and that the craft is dying. And I cannot do it if I believe that someone else can do it better than me. So I let it be an act of rebellion. Every word I write on my own, every design I imagine on my own, every picture I take on my own, I am defying the force of a $200 billion industry that tells me that they can do it better than me. I have let my fear of the future turn into excitement, because the only difference between endless pursuit and quiet defiance is hope. So this video is about hope. About me finally letting go of the dread and embracing the uncertainty. It's me asking you and also asking myself to imagine movies outside of big studios, because the world is full of different audiences and different industries, and if the techno-capitalistic hellscape of Hollywood doesn't give you a lot of hope, then look away. It's easy to let fear paralyze you. It happened to me for the past 2 years of my life. The years I could have spent creating and exploring were spent in fear, in judgment of others and of myself. I only tried when it was convenient because I didn't think I was good enough. I still don't think I'm good enough, but that's the point. The only truth here is that it won't get better if I stop trying. So if you're watching this, then that means that there's room for me. And if you want to create, then there's room for you too. Don't be afraid to sound snobby and cringy and preachy like me right now, because the only thing that is worse than a poet with snobby and cringy poetry is a poet with no poetry at all. And the fact that you chose to watch my video over all the million other videos here means that there's room for me. And my point is, I'll get it together, because what a waste. What a waste it would be if I stop now.